Alright, hello everyone, it's Happy, and today we're going to be talking about the Soviet Spetsnaz tank, the Object 907. Just look at this thing. I decided to make a second guide on this tank because I think it deserves to be looked at in more depth. So this is the equipment. As you can see, I use calibrated for this one because the pen is quite low and the DPM is low anyhow. Everything else is pretty standard. Same with the ammunition, provisions, etc, etc. So all of this is standard. As usual, we're going to be running into 2 live games, and that should do it and show how the tank is played more or less. So this tank is probably one of the worst Soviet mediums compared to the T-62, Object 140 and T-22. Apart from the mobility aspect, everything about this tank isn't that great. The DPM isn't great. The armor isn't great. And so I really don't know what to do with this tank. The new Soviet light tanks are better than this tank in pretty much everything except gun depression. And so this tank is quite hard to play. But that's a good thing. It doesn't mean you can buy like an OP version of a T-62 and go into randoms. You know, that's a good thing Wargaming is doing. They don't necessarily try and bring out OP tanks at tier 10. As premiums, that is. So yeah, basically we're going to be going into the medium position and the medium bush because I only see they have one batch hat or whatever that tank is on their team. I think it is a batch hat. It's a light tank. And so we catch the grill here, and our heavies are pushing the city, and I'm pretty sure that most of the enemy tanks are going to be coming through this side because of the fact that our team has cleared the city, which just means that the whole enemy team is going to be coming through this side. So I put a nice shot into the grill there. I did get a bit lucky, and now I'm waiting for the rest of the team to pop up. Boom. As you see, I predicted it well. We're going to be holding this flank for a tiny bit longer to get a few more shots in, and then we're going to get the hell out of here when our teammate over there dies. So as you can see, our teammate is getting pretty much slaughtered there, and we're going to be putting a shell and then maybe getting the hell out of here because the situation does seem kind of crazy. Or we could, never mind. I stayed there for far too long. I should have left, and the VK pretty much snapshotted me. I don't think he fully aimed in, but that's okay. We did get shot, and that's not very, very nice. So here the enemies have already pushed up. I ideally should be running away towards the city. And yes, my driving is quite garbage. And now I'm encircled. I don't think the first game is going to be that great. I have enemies everywhere, and if I do run away, it's going to be a literal miracle. I put another shell into him. I have too many tanks everywhere. I'm sorry. There's an FV, there's the T-57, there's the grill. Please don't hit me. Oh god. Okay, I managed to slip past everyone. This is where the mobility of the 907 comes into play. I get shot again, and I'm literally on like 30 HP, so pretty much 1 HP. Anyone who rams me, anyone who HEs me is pretty much going to have my head. So I'm going to take my distance. I'm going to wait for my spotting effect to go away, and then I'm going to try and fight enemy tanks from a longer range. As you can see, this is a more or less decent position, I think. And I'm going to be playing off of here because there is no point trying to play close up. And this is what you should do in mediums. You should kind of spot, put a few shots, run away, outflank, and then keep your distance. You don't want to face tanks head on, especially in a 907. So here, I'm just going to be waiting for the enemy to make mistakes, but the annoying thing is that there is a batch hat in our backside, so maybe I need to start pushing up the heavies because the damage is seeming to slip away from us. So while our IS-7 starts to fight the VK, I'm pretty much going to be running into his side as long as he's not looking at me, and then we're going to finish off the rest of the tanks, hopefully without getting shot, because everyone else except the batch hat isn't really dangerous here. I can just flip up my DPM, and we killed the VK with relative ease, and now there is a K91 here. I really don't like the fact that the 50B closes me, but that's okay. While he's distracted, we're going to be going behind him as well, and it shouldn't really be a problem. There you go. He's not looking at us, so we can easily put a few shots into him for free. This is pretty much the gameplay on the 907. When no one's looking, you smack people using your mediocre DPM for a medium, and you finish off a lot of tanks. As you can see there, my driving sucks, but you guys got the gist of it. We already did over 3,000, which is decent, but not amazing, of course. And I'll try and pick up another shot on the Batcha, and that should be okay. So we did almost 3,500, decent, mediocre result for a game, but that's okay. I'm just happy that I literally survived, because I really did get lucky in this game. So hopefully the second game is going to be much better. Let's see, 3,500 average, 50,000 credits made. That's okay. We're going to be jumping into the second game, and it's Oasis Palms. Now this time they have an Object 140, a WZ 120, and a few heavies, and just one TD, which is great because mediums really get pressured in this map if there are many TDs. For example, if they have 3 TDs, this map is going to be garbage for mediums, because you're pretty much going to be getting smacked throughout the whole game. But because of our mobility, I'm going to be getting into position quite quickly. And overall, the armor profile will bounce a few shots, but the turret is garbage, the hull is garbage, and the only thing you can rely on is your speed. So that's that. They only have one waffle, so I'm going to try and risk it here by peeking out a lot. As you can see, we did a reaction shot there quite quickly, and then maybe another one. Boom. Now I know that there is a waffle there, and again, I did get quite lucky. The IS-4 is pushing our medium tank, the T-62, so we're probably going to be supporting him in a second. But I do want to get a few more shots on the WZ, and there is a more or less AFK Object 140, if I believe correctly. There we go. We can put a few shots into him for free, which is going to be amazing for us, a big advantage. So I already put my second shot in, maybe a third one. He just woke up, but that's completely okay. The third one unluckily doesn't go in, and I see that the T-62 is having big problems. And this is what you do in this tank. You're pretty much a big fat support vehicle. You can't really push out, peek out alone, because that's certain death, especially against a heavy tank. So now we fight the IS-4, and here I'm going to be trying to close the T-62. As you can see, he doesn't really want to shoot me. Yeah, he's a one-shot. So I'm just going to sacrifice the T-62, and I'm going to be killing this guy. And then I'm going to be hiding behind the corpse of the IS-4 so that the WZ doesn't shoot me. Now the waffle is alone there. He's looking at me, but I perfectly see when he's shooting, so I can roll back. Now there is still a 140, so we're just going to be pushing this 140, and then the waffle, and then the heavy tanks in the city. There are still a few of them, and they're more or less full, so that's great. So here we're going to be shooting the 140 dead, and now we're going to be going after the waffle. So that's pretty much a lot of damage already dealt, and we should be doing easily over 4k damage for this game. So it's important to not get shots. I'm going to be putting a few shots into him, and we're going to be picking up the waffle easy. Now we just go after the heavy tanks. I think this is a decisive win on our side, or actually not. It's a 3 versus 3. And I really want to get a lot more damage in this game, because the heavy tanks on the enemy team are kind of full. So we're going to be using our mobility. I really don't know where I'm pushing, not gonna lie, because it's a 3 versus 3 and I really have no support. So I'm going to be putting one shot here, and I'm probably going to make a decision to leave this part of the map, because I'm pretty much on the front line. The IS-7 is behind me, so I really don't have much to do in this endgame situation. I'm going to be coming around through the middle, and this is exactly what you guys should be doing in a medium or any light tank. You should be changing your position quite often. Now the new LT, the Soviet light tank, does make the Object 907 completely obsolete, and I would really like to see this tank get a bit of hull armor or something like that, or at least increase the DPM to the standard of the other Soviet mediums, because this DPM, let's be honest, is just horrendous. So we're going to be picking up a kill on the M4 MLE, or at least making him a one-shot and leaving him for the IS-7, as you can see there. And then we're going to be putting a shot into the Super Conqueror. The enemy's pretty much finished, and I'm going to be playing for damage. It really doesn't matter what I do from here on. I'm just leaving up the the one-shots for the rest of my team while I try and DPM my way through the T57. So the T57 is a one-shot. If we get one more shot, we could get a 6k, and boom. I think we did a 6k, and that's a great game for the Object 907. And I'm quite happy I was able to do this in a live game, because doing 6Ks in mediums isn't my thing. So yeah, we got 5.9k, almost 6k, and that was the Object 907. Smash the like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy's out. Bye-bye.